Thank you very much for your attendance at this evening's committee of the East Grinstead Town Council Planning Committee. So to begin, apologies for absence. We have apologies from councillors, Mrs.
Barron.
Thank you, Mrs. Barron and Councillor Mrs. Mockford, who have work-related commitments, and Councillor Tony Scott, who is unfortunately unwell this evening, so cannot attend. Wednesday night, that's all using. That's all we're using.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so we could accept those or make those apologies. Is it
Noted.
Noted.
Yeah.
Noted. Sorry, you're saying.
No, that's fine.
Second, to receive the minutes of the meeting held 2nd September. The minutes have been circulated, and for what it's worth, one application didn't appear on the agenda, but did appear in the minutes, has been removed from the minutes, so the minutes should show that everything that was on the agenda is now in the minutes, and nothing more, nothing less. So I would like to propose that we accept those minutes as a true and accurate record of the meeting. Can I have a second, please? I'd like a second, Chair. Thank you very much. Can I take a vote to accept those minutes, please? Thank you very much. Perfect. That's something I don't forget again, I'm sorry. Moving on to receive members' declarations of interest. Do I have any declarations of interest from the committee?
Two, please, Chairman. Thank you. First one is the usual one. I'm a member of the Mid Sussex District Council District Planning Committee. So if any applications this evening come before that committee, I reserve my right to review any further information at that time. Secondly, I need to declare a personal and prejudicial interest in the St Hill application. The applicant organisation made a donation to a charity that I was supporting when I was mayor in 2018. So I'll leave the room during any discussion on that application. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor. I don't expect I'll have any more declarations of interest on that item. So Chairman's announcements, nothing springs to mind, although it's probably worth mentioning that, was it last week there was the information open day type thing for
history,
thank you. I wasn't in attendance. Did you attend?
Yes, Chair, it was very busy.
Good.
And I think lots of questions were raised with the Vistry team. Obviously, we know their team because they presented to this committee a few weeks ago. So I believe it's the same team. There were some queries raised on some of the large Facebook groups in the town, particularly what's happening in East Grinstead. So I have asked that the Vistry planning team just field any questions on that particular website. It was in relation to the existing planning consent, particularly with the provision of sports facilities, the SAN, the access road, and the allotments, which are all subject to a Section 106 agreement. There was some confusion on the Facebook page. So Vistry should this week be clarifying the position as I've just outlined. But it was a busy session, which was good, which we requested them to come in, so I'm pleased that they did. Thank you, Town Clerk, for facilitating that. And it was a useful session, I think.
Good, glad it was well attended. Because obviously that's an application that's been on everyone's mind for a rather long time, for various different reasons. Did anyone want to make further comments on that? Please.
Thank you, Chair. It's just really to acknowledge Councillor Whitaker's intervention at the last planning meeting, but one about asking them to come in, and actually the developers were very very grateful for Rex's idea. It's just thank you for that.
Yeah, but I certainly agree with that, yes, it's, given that, people are very concerned about the application for a number of reasons, so it's, have the opportunity to get it from the horse's mouth is,
Yeah.
always welcome, so yeah, thank you, councillor.
So just a couple of other things, if I may.
Mm.
Obviously, you've had the Gatwick airport decision announced on
Yes.
Sunday, Monday.
Yes.
I think everybody's, I think the town clerk should have a copy of the letter that was sent from the ministry to our MP, which I think has been circulated, if not, I'll recirculate it again. So obviously, that's relevant to sort of all of our planning considerations in the future. And also the planning and regeneration bill. I was listening to LBC radio this morning, and the Minister for Housing was basically saying it's in the advanced stage of the House of Lords. At a final report stage now, and he was saying that they expect royal assent before the end of this year, and that when it comes in will have wide-ranging implications for various planning matters. But you can report on that sort of near the time, but it's getting closer, and it will have a material effect on the speed of applications, decision making. A lot more will go to officers. That's the intention, and any infrastructure projects will be kind of fast tracked through. That's the basic summary of it. So kind of watch this space.
Absolutely, yeah, it's certainly filtered through to us and change the way we do things slightly, imagine.
Yeah.
The best for us. Planning situation is very in flux at the moment with everything going on that note, I don't know anything. Is there any update on the district plan situation? I don't really.
No, we've got a district council meeting tomorrow night. I'm expecting an update from the leader to be given a verbal update tomorrow, and I'll report back through email later this week through the town clerk and or at our next meeting here.
Thank you very much, councillor Tibetan. Did anyone want to make any comments on that? Okay, thank you very much. We would look at the planning action list, but we have no open actions at the moment, so I think we just note that we have no outstanding actions to consider.
Noted.
Thank you very much. Next up is to discuss and consider a response to the A22 A264 East Grinstead to Godstone corridor feasibility study. This is on the back of a very thorough and impressive draft by Councillor Odie, and that's been circulated. I haven't been able to. I've read it, but I haven't been able to take it all in. But very thorough. I don't know if you wanted to make any comments on your own work. We should all talk about it instead.
Yeah. No, thank you, Chair. I think just to add some background to it, really, the town clerk and myself and a couple of other councillors have been included in a stakeholder working group, which is being run by Surrey County Council, and the other stakeholders included are West Sussex, Mid Sussex as well, and they're looking at a feasibility study of the A22 A264 corridor, and they're coming up to stage 2 of that particular feasibility study, which is really looking at the designs and the plans and looking at the options that are available, and then coming back with recommendations. I felt that it would be prudent for us and proactive for us as a town council and a planning committee to really inform Surrey, who are the lead on this particular project, about what our thoughts were in terms of the A22 and 264 corridor and how important it is to us as a town, and reiterate the fact that really we're at a junction where we've got the SA20 application that's going to come through with Vistry, and there doesn't seem to be that much communication with all of these groups, including also probably Barratt Homes as well, which I believe that development is going ahead fairly soon as well. So we've got this sort of 1,000 home haze on the horizon, and this isn't really, the timing is going to be slightly out. So the idea really is to try and put a statement together for us as a town council, so everybody knows where we stand, and I think that's good for us as a town, and also just lets potentially to include Vistry homes included in that, so that they can potentially look at the traffic modelling again. So I've just drafted something really for the committee to have a look at, make amends, change, finesse, and really it's just to kind of reiterate the fact that we've all our stand with the Grampian condition still stands, and we'd like to highlight a few priorities, as in junction capacity and safety, including now the Gatwick expansion impact as well, and also developer contributions and local services. So that's including the Vistry Homes and other developers as well, public transport issues and the active travel issues, and also to reiterate as well as the support that we're included in from a Sustrans work to upgrade National Cycle Network 21, which is Avenue Vert. So there's quite a few things that are going on that are all sort of tied into it, really. And then lastly, the sort of strategic relief options as well, sort of relief road alignments, and have they been dismissed too quickly? Delivery and funding as well. We're looking at ask them to look at that and what developer funds are going to be used. So there's quite a lot of detail that's missing at the moment, which is quite right. They're not at that particular phase, but it's just setting our stall out now so that the people that are responsible for the work that is going to get done know where we stand. And it's like a slightly more proactive approach, really. So that's it kind of in a nutshell. And I'll ask Town Clerk to send the draft to everybody to have a look at and, critique, amend, and then let's get it out there and official.
Is there a deadline? Is this a formal consultation deadline to be submitted to Surrey?
There isn't really a submission. It's just an opportunity for us as a town to actually reiterate and lobby
Right.
about getting things done properly.
Yeah.
So that we get the benefit.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, residents are seeing that there's 1,000 homes being built, and there's just a few tweaks to the traffic light synchronisation.
So this will be a town council letter from the clerk.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, fine.
There will be a consultation. I don't know if I know. I'm looking through the emails now.
I think that's after phase 2, isn't it?
Let's have a look. Bear with me.
It's just, I think it'd be prudent for us to get ahead again.
Late autumn, the second stage of the study. Wider public and stakeholder engagement anticipated in early November.
Yeah.
They do talk about there's no actual date for it though.
No.
I can see.
Fine. Yeah.
It's pending, but
Okay.
it will be.
Yes.
It will be coming through.
Yeah. So
Yes.
So it was just really, Chair. I jumped the gun a little bit. I know you weren't aware of it this week, but I just thought it'd be good just to get something in writing now so that we can work on it and then get that ready. If that's all right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank
I appreciate the time and effort you've taken to do that. In a way, it's good for continuity, because last year we sent that letter to all the different stakeholders in Sussex District Council about the 2 applications as a whole.
Yeah.
And the as well as its money and that sort of thing, and the traction that obviously we keep going on about.
Yeah, I mean, this follows on. Previously, you've had a planning policy position statement, which goes back to 2022. So that's 3 years ago. So this follows on from that.
Yeah.
So that's still on, on record on our website, and so you might refer to that as well.
Yeah.
I think jumping the gun is better than not. So
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You'll circulate, agree, and then we will send it to them.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
So-
get it out there and, yeah, brilliant, thank you very much.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
Did anyone want to make any further comments on that? No? Brilliant, okay, so next up is the one licensing application that we have on the agenda. So let's start flipping through this one.
Right, have been.
Oh, no, I just. Did that one, oh, that's fine, good job. Right, oh, there's, so, I don't have any particular comments on that.
Anything that we can do to support railway approach?
It's what to do, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I note that, I guess, that's what we're doing, then.
Noted.
Thank you very much. We do have a few trees in the agenda, can't see this is not for this year. Now, if anyone wanted to fill in, then they're not likely to. But barring any comments from the committee, I think we would recommend support barring any concerns from the tree office. Can I have a second?
I'll have this second. Chair.
Thank you very much. Can we take a vote on that one, please? Thank you very much. That's carried. So next up, we have our planning applications. I'm going to go backwards on this and start from the second application, which was DN 251928 Woodcote New Lane, which will be somewhere.
That's it. That's the one.
There we are. So basically, this is two parts on this application. So it's a new self-built dwelling, which you can see clear on this side. So that's the property, and the southern section here is with the new dwelling. And then there is alterations to the side elevation of the existing house. But yeah, I think the main part of it, I think they're quite minor. So the main part of the application here is the separate dwelling. So it does involve parking provision, and so these images are of the existing property. So there's not a great deal of change there. I think the only real change that I can see on that front is the new window, the obscured glass window, which leads into, I think, the dressing room. And that's another image of that again. But the main topic of conversation, I think, is the separate dwelling. And what was I going to say about them? But I think I was actually going to hand over to Councillor Odie.
yeah, thanks,
Did you
Chair.
want me to go on to your image that you?
Yeah, well, actually, could you just go back to the original, the first? That's it. Okay. Yes, so they're looking to build a 4-bedroom house next to the existing dwelling, and using the garden to the right as you face it from the drive. New Lane is a really nice road with particularly large houses and frontages and back gardens. The emphasis on that road really is about space, and there's not much being overlooked at all on the whole road, really. And I think you could probably get an idea of that if you can go back to the Google Maps, or Chair, if that's all right. So you can get an idea of the sort of space that there is when these houses were sort of originally built. The fenestrations on the side of the house are purely because there are 3 windows on the existing property. They're going to remove 2 of them and keep one, and it's going to be frosted glass because it's very close to the new building that they're proposing. It's a really tricky one, Chair. I understand why they want to do it. They've got a beautiful big back garden there, and it's they would prefer to have the property, a property built on there. They think they believe there's space. Personally, I think that the site coverage for the new property isn't really proportionate to the actual site that they're giving it. I think the building is too big for the site, personally. So the design for it is too big for that particular plot location. And I actually do think there is going to be an impact on the neighbour, just as you look at that particular building south of the new build. Because I think all of the shrubbery there is going to have to go as well. And I'm surprised that they haven't objected to it, but that's irrelevant. I would say that I'm going to recommend, based on my evidence, or not evidence, but my thoughts on that, I'd recommend refusal on DB 26 and EG 3 with extra weighted allowances for impact on neighbours, subject to, there potentially being some objections, purely because of the size of the plot. If you can just go back to that first slide that you had for me, just to reiterate what I mean. That's it. So that's it at the moment. And then if you go back there.
Yeah, I think the bird's eye view actually does illustrate quite well the
I think it's gonna have a material effect on the whole balance of the properties on that road. Personally, so I would recommend refusal.
Would that be refusal with any caveats or?
No.
Simply not going to happen. Okay, perfect. Anyone want to second that recommendation?
Yeah, thanks, Chair. Yeah, I am usually quite liberal in these sort of applications, and it's a lovely big plot, been there quite a few times. But I do agree with the sentiments of Councillor Oda, so I would second that.
Okay. Did anyone want to make any further comments? Or
Madam Chair, I think the impact of the neighbour is quite a strong case, as Councillor already pointed out, so I agree with Councillor Odin-Whitaker.
yeah, I think can't quite see from that image. I mean, as you can see, it's quite compact, but it doesn't quite give the effect that it does when you see it kind of in full colour, if you like. So okay, brilliant. We'll take a vote on that recommendation. Thank you very much. That's carried.
Just what the consensus said. Thanks, Jim.
No problem. Thank you. Appreciate your input.
So it was DP 26 and EP 3 you were.
EG.
EG, sorry, yes, of course, it's EG 3.
I do need to start quoting these when I just talk about the sections organised the speakers to do all the time.
Yeah, perfect.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So now we move on to. Is it on? DM 25/222. I don't wish for you to.
Is this the St Hill application?
That's right.
Yes.
So I don't wish to
Take my leave, thank you, Chair.
thank you very much for your
Cheers, Rex.
contributions.
Right.
Is he?
Yes.
I didn't say goodbye or anything, not it, no. Okay, so moving swiftly on. We'll get that. So this application is, as it says, St Hill. Consisting of a hard paved, there's a lot going on here. Hard paved car park with 121 spaces for toilet facilities adjacent to St Hill Road. So St Hill Road is, I've got my bearings right running across here. And this is the area in question. It's two separate fields that are being looked at up here and down here. So provided I've got this correct, and please feel free to chat me if I haven't. I believe the I didn't even read out everything that is on here, but I believe this area up here is planned to be a more permanent car park, which is an extension that's already there. And then this area here is, I believe, where cars quite often park as an overflow during events a few times in the year. And I believe the rationale is to resurface it somewhat to make it more functional for the amount of traffic that it does get, because it does get quite busy on that field. So that's that part, which is it's called I don't want to say,
During,
yeah, that's right, yeah. During, food, yeah. And then the second half of the application is down here on Hogsfield, which is where the main fixtures of the events taking place. And I believe the idea for that is to what's it called? Read it properly. The contouring of Hogsfield with grass surface and provision of permanent paths for marking together with washroom facilities, substation with a backup generator. So this is another image of the car park, the parking provision. So I believe the idea is that the grass grows during grass can still be what am I looking for?
yeah,
The grass can still grow during the
yeah.
time when it's
yeah,
not being
it will still
used.
look like grass, but is it the proposal to put the plastic blocks over it, which the grass grows through it?
That's right, yeah, and I think it just gets trimmed when it's needed, so that at other points in the year it's not as much of a problem with cars churning up the actual turf. This is the access. It's not massively clear, but I believe there's a the access is supposed to accommodate both the standing car park and the temporary car park, if you like, further down off the Shakin Road. And then this is a closer image of the proposals for Hogsfield, where the events take place with the marquee, etc. These are the two toilets. So we've got the toilets on during, and then the washroom facility and Hogsfield. That's so just to reiterate exactly what the application is, hard paved car park with 121 spaces and toilet facilities adjacent to St Hill Road, hard paved access road servicing both during and Hogsfields, engineered grass surface provision of 619 spaces for temporary parking for specific events in the During field, contouring of Hogsfield with grass surface and provision of permanent paths for marking together with washroom facilities, substation with a backup generator. So as I say, there's a lot going on there. And for all I know, it may well be just the biggest car parking district. I'm not quite sure, but it's quite substantial. What I would say in support of the application is just my own thinking. If the field for the parking is being used as an overflow anyway during these events, having it in more functional location to do that without taking undue damage to the scenery itself isn't a bad idea in that regard. The other thing that's probably worth mentioning is obviously, of course, is in the AONB, and there are obviously St Hill being St Hill Manor being a Grade 2 listed building, and obviously the historical elements of that site is obviously worth thoughts to when looking at the application. I think it's probably, we'll just open this one up for discussion, see what people think, really. Does anyone want to make any comment?
Chair, do you mind? I generally am quite supportive of this. Correct me if I'm wrong, the events that take place are, is it every year that this event specifically takes place? And as you said, you know, there's been loads of traffic issues and it's quite a common topic. So anything that can improve traffic flow and be more efficient, I would generally support. In regards to your point, being an area of outstanding natural beauty and the building, it doesn't seem to encroach the building, is my basic thought. So I would generally be supportive based on what I think would be an improved to the traffic flow during the time of the events.
Thank you very much. Councillor Odey, did you want to make any comments? I don't wish to see where you are, just because of the other left a lot there.
No, that's great, Chair. I'll just clarify for me, the during field there, basically, they're looking to permanently put car parking spaces at the top end of that by the road. And then make the bottom bit, which is the darker area, that's the 619 spaces.
Should I go back to better image, perhaps? That might be not good. So I think this one illustrates it quite well.
Yeah. Okay,
So I gather that the more permanent car park fixtures is
with toilet facilities.
for kind of general use, and then this yellow area is for when it's needed for the busy periods.
Sorry, the toilet facilities, they're at the bottom, are they not?
I think there's two. So I think Hobbs. So if we go. So I believe there's two separate locations for. I don't know if they're highlighted here, but I think there's one around near that the main car park, and then there's another further down.
Oh,
And this is down there,
it's that green thing, isn't it?
yeah, there, that's it.
No worries, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, of
What I was
course.
saying.
No, there's a lot to go through.
Yeah, it does say washroom.
Yeah.
I think there's I understand that during field is already being used as an overflow, particularly and also for events within, their neighbours as well. I know that the rugby club use it when they've got their
That's right,
sevens
yeah.
and stuff like that. Which I totally get. But it's parking in the field, and I'm okay with that. We're in an area of outstanding natural beauty. It formalises the parking arrangements for that particular field, and I'll go on to Hobbs in a moment. Which I'm not comfortable with, if I'm honest.
It goes from what it is to a car park, essentially, isn't it?
It does, and I think that really, that is an issue for me from a planning perspective on DP12, which is countryside, protection and enhancement of the countryside, which I'd be not happy about, if I'm honest. Not trying to be awkward, sorry, Chair.
No.
Because I do understand that there is value in that in terms from the community perspective. My concern is that once that's done, it is permanent, and loss of habitat, AONB issues as well. And I can't remember the planning for that. I'll come back to you. EG2, I think, and something else. My other query really is regards to the permanence of the pads on that Hobbs field and also the washroom facilities. I think that's a material change to the use of that field. That again, it's used from a temporary basis, and I
think that's that's all a very fair point, because if, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. I was trying to gather my thoughts at the same time. So yeah, well, your interruption is welcome.
Yeah, so just on a personal level, I was a little bit, in two minds, because I couldn't, I think the whole application itself is very well thought out, very well put together. A lot of work has gone into it quite clearly, and, none of it looks particularly obscene, I don't think. From a design standpoint, designed standpoint. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with regards to, during field specifically. I haven't thought too much about the Huddersfield side of it, but with regards to the during field, I wouldn't want it to set a precedent in terms of green spaces and changing their function completely. But then the other part of me did think, well, they're already partnering with anyway, so, but, yeah. I didn't particularly want to make a recommendation myself on this one, really.
Well,
We don't.
you have, yeah, we have to make a decision and, Chair, sorry. And it's, but it's a very simple, it's a simple thing. It's a planning issue. It's nothing else really, and,
Yeah. I mean, just to note, some areas will be filled with type 1 crushed material, which adds to your point that it's a permanent change to the makeup of the site in the Hobbsfield.
Yeah. It's a difficult one. But I personally, I would not vote for approval.
Okay.
Just down to you two. So you actually, what you've somebody's made a recommendation, so it needs to be seconded before we can do much.
So the recommendation was.
Did you make a recommendation? Sorry.
I think it was open to discussion. I don't think anybody's made
I see.
a recommendation yet. I think you just threw the floor open to,
Yeah,
Fine.
so now it's down to you. So you don't have a particular opinion, but you're the chair, so you have to have the casting vote anyway.
sure.
So
I would recommend approval.
can you,
I'm not going to second it, so it needs to be seconded
I
or not.
don't support approval enough to be able to second the thing, so.
So we'll make a second recommendation. Another recommendation is,
So my recommendation is we, recommend refusal for this one.
I'll second.
Thank you. Can we take a vote on it, please?
Sorry, Ed.
No, I'm joking.
okay, so recommend refusal based on DP12 protection and enhancement of the countryside, and you will check for me the East Grinstead policy number.
Yeah,
from East Grinstead. Perfect, thank you, we will get that submitted. Okay.
Thank you, and I'm sorry for not knowing the, I'm sorry for not knowing the actual number of the guideline that I probably should have brought up, but thank you.
Sure. That's what the
Okay,
committee's all about, mate.
yeah, absolutely, oh, I've been doing it a year now, probably try and learn it. Great, okay, thank you very much, everybody, very good discussion, which is what I was hoping for. And last should be the,
Any decision?
yes, thank you.
It's okay.
So I picked out this one because it was contrary to the way committee voted. You'll probably remember this one, it was off of Escotts Drive, the small, well, the not small enough, obviously, dwelling in between, I think, two properties on the road. And obviously we did have members of the public come to speak on it, which after we'd discussed it, I think. But it would appear that I think I did mention the conservation officer would be the one to look at their concerns when it goes to Mid Sussex, and it looks like that's had quite an impact on the outcome, which is good. The system works. So yeah, that was refused. For the reason that's just one paragraph of the deliberative decision that I thought was appropriate for or discussion, one had, did anyone wish to make any comments on that? That's it, brilliant, okay. That brings us to the end then, I guess, unless I've missed anything,
No,
we don't have any appeals, do we, so.
no, we don't.
So I've got this right on Thursday the 16th.
You have? I checked.
When you made that face, I thought you were going to say you haven't.
No, I double checked it.
Thank you. And I will close this meeting at 19:51. Or 52.
Can we go?
Check.
That's gonna do it.